差2番手平サモンが3番手であります。第4コーナーカーブ、さあ府中の直線 500m であります。白い帽子小栗キャップは外から追い込み体制であります。大歓声が沸き上がります。残り 400m、 東京は府中は差があります。レジェンド逃げる、レジェンド逃げる、レジェンド頑張っている。このクロスになって、さあ小栗白い帽子はまた3番手から4番手、エンジン全開か、小栗がエンジン全開か。トマムクラスがまず抜け出した、トマムクラスが抜け出した。ダイヤックス持っている、200を切った。トマムクラス先頭、トマムクラス先頭、小栗キャップ、小栗キャップはトマムクラスがやはりこの2頭、やはりこの2頭、トマムクラスわずかにリード。トマムクラス一番支配、小栗キャップ1、小栗キャップちょっと届かない。トマムクロス、トマムクロスです。5歳馬の意地、4歳馬をねじ伏せました。5歳馬。
What I just showed was the race from 1988 at the Autumn Tono show. And there's a reason that I wanted to show this race in particular before we started talking about the game itself. This race single-handedly put me down a rabbit hole. But before I even landed into this rabbit hole that I want to talk about, first, I gotta talk about Uma Musume. Yeah, the horse racing game. The one with they just turned real horses into anime girls. Now, when I say this, it's going to sound kind of crazy, but this game single-handedly changed my entire view on horses. Not on horse racing, horses. Like, it's kind of insane. But let's talk about it. So, Uma Musume is a game that's been released since, I believe, 2020. I could be wrong. But it's been out for at least 5 years on the Japanese side. But for the global players, we just got it a couple weeks ago. And I and plenty of other people have been playing it. You've even seen clips like this.
Come on! Here she comes down the stretch! It's neck and neck! It could be anyone's race! She's in second! Down the sideline! She might have it! Goldship!
Or, yeah, even I've been streaming the game and I've been losing my mind. We have to risk it. Like, this game has been taking our souls by the heart. Like, it's hard to explain, like, how invested I've been into a game that I'm watching a horse girl run with other horse girls. And I'm treating it like I just put my mortgage on the line. And you would think that all these people are playing like crazy, like they're super invested, they're playing for like 15 hours a day. But no, everyone who's been playing this game just started playing. It's how fun and how insane these characters can get over time. And it's true, it gets insane. I shit you not. My favorite horse is Aegis Taikyon. And honestly, I have the animated thing for this and her character in the game. I think she's really interesting. And if you want to know the character, in short, she's just a scientist. She believes that everything should be tested, so you may have the perfect racer. Or, well, I guess the perfect performance in this case, since they are the racer. Now, the gameplay is, like I said, simple. You're working on 5 stats. Stamina, which is, just allows you to run around the track. And since every track is a different length, this is a very important stat. And I'm being serious. Very important. And then there's speed, your speed. And then you have gut, which is pretty much just a way to maintain your stamina. So you don't need it as important as stamina, but it's still pretty important. Then you have power. Power allows you to overtake other racers, and that's about it. It just allows you to overtake other racers. And then you have wit, which is the skills you will earn over the course of the game. And that's either with other horses you merge together before you start your career, or the cards that you also are given the option to choose from. And I would explain all these cards, but honestly, they get really complicated. But in short, each card has a stat that can help one of preferably, like some help speed, some help stamina, and etc., etc. But that's about it, pretty much, for the simple aspect of it. Now, for the races themselves, they're pretty simple. You set up all your horses, you set up what you think is the correct way to build your horse, and you're off. And next thing you know, you're watching anime girls run at Mach 30 across a racetrack. And for those that may think that that's boring, I promise you, this is probably the most exciting gameplay you will ever get to experience. And I mean most exciting, because of the fact that these horses will quickly become your children, your lifeblood. If you ever think about not racing these horses for the sake of just the gameplay, you will eventually start caring about them once you start learning about them, because every single dialogue is pretty interesting to learn about. Like, the more I learned about Aegis Tekion, I got really invested into this whole science thing, and then next thing I know, the most like iconic animated race was Oguri Cat versus Tamamo Cross. And oh my god, when I tell you the animation for this race is insane. And fun fact, the race I showed you was indeed Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cat. And it's insane because look at this. This is the animation for it. You would think I was watching like a Dragon Ball fight scene or something with the level of animation, but no, it's just that good. And all of this is done through mobile game devs. I shit you not. Mobile game devs. There's not a single, like main anime, developer or main, Triple Bar Studio. Okay, so editing Ari here, and other than the other issue with the audio, that is, in short, corrupted audio, so I just kind of spliced whatever I cut together to salvage it. It turns out this is also the same devs that made Grand Blue, so they're actually a little experienced with stuff like this, so they're not some smaller development team that I thought. So, yeah, just keep that in mind through watching this. Yeah, they're a pretty big company. But yeah, that's about it. Small mistakes, but either way, it's still super impressive. It's just a gacha dev. It's just a gacha game. And honestly, the team behind it is really passionate about accuracy, and I mean passionate. Like, let's take, for example, one of the characters in the game, Goldship. Goldship is a bitch and a half to work with. And you may be asking, how is that true? Now, when you're leveling up your stats and stuff like that, normally it's no problem. Normally all you're worrying about is that maybe your horse doesn't fuck up and is able to continue the training, or maybe you're like me and you have really shitty luck and you tried risking it with your low energy and you had like a 40% chance to fail your training session. And all of a sudden, you're just getting broken legs and your horse is depressed. But Goldship has other ways to make things problematic. They can just ignore your commands. You want to train stamina because you were struggling on stamina in your last race? She doesn't feel like it. All of a sudden, she wants to train only wit. And you can't do anything. You have to train it. Or rest. And you just have to take the chance, especially if it's on your last day and you have nothing else to train. Or don't get me started on the fact that, Goldship, I kid you not, can just not want to train. Now, normally there's different status effects for stuff like that. Like, maybe you get, a status effect that makes the horse unlikely to train with you and stuff like that. But no, with Goldship, you will just get ignored. And what is Goldship doing? I don't know. She's usually fucking off somewhere. It's the fucking course. And I still haven't beat your Rocket. You haven't beat you. We haven't beat the URA finals because she keeps selling. But honestly, that's what kind of makes this game fun, is the fact that it's kind of unpredictable how things would go. Yeah, you may assume that it's pretty simple. You level up certain stats and GG's, you're done. But no, there's so much RNG that gets in this game, and it's not even the gacha system. The gacha system is honestly not that bad. And if you're worried about it, we're getting a meta card. I'm putting it on screen. So make sure that you're saving your polls for this date here and summon for this, okay? All right, cool. Just trying to make sure that you were cool, I was cool, because I'm pulling for it. And if you want to see me pull, I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Kosiari. So, but no, everything in this game is RNG. it just gets you so invigorated and so interested, because all of a sudden I see a 1% chance and I'm still scared of hitting that 1% chance to fail it. Or shit, when you have a 99% chance to fail and you say fuck it and you hit it and you get it, oh my god, it's so rewarding. Like, watch this clip here of me trying to just fight for my life. We have to risk it. And this is just talking about leveling the horse. This is not even talking about racing. When you're racing the horse, you end up like this. Okay, if we gap her, we get another boost. Don't forget that. Oh, shit. This is scary. I need her to start gapping it. Goldship, can you start gapping? No, she's being gapped. No. Goldship. Warning shot. Goldship, warning shot, Goldship. Oh my god. So, yes. And if you're wondering, by the way, I attempted to beat 5 championships with 5 different horses. We ended up doing with 1. Bakashin. And speaking of Bakashin, the music for this game has got to be the most interesting. Mostly because of the fact there's a lot of music where their characters are just saying the name of their name, kind of like Pokemon. Shit, take the Bakashins for example. I'm telling you, it's pretty interesting, and it gets stuck into your head. Like, I've been saying Bakshin for like the past like 30 minutes before this. It's just this game has so much charm and love to it, which it got me super invested, right? And now we get to talk about the cool stuff, the real horses behind it. Like I said before, every single horse is based off a real horse. Rice Shower, real horse in real life. But honestly, what makes this work so well is the fact that everything in this game just works. Like, there's no issues, no problems. Everything in the game just works like a charm. From just learning how to race your horse to like winning a race. And I'm telling you, when I beat one for the first time, here was my reaction to winning my first race. Is she actually gonna do this? Bakshin! Oh my god. This... No fucking way. The fucking god! She had one of the worst fucking advantages of all fucking time. That was genuine. That was after 6 hours of attempts. And yes, 6 hours is not normally normal to win one of these. It's just a lot of trial of error because you don't know what works best, what stats your horse needs, and you know the race, and you know other racers could also go ahead. It's just a lot of stuff, right? But luckily for this game, like, it has so much love that it makes you want to see what the real horses are like, especially knowing the fact that every single horse is real to their real counterpart, which is why Goldship is a piece of shit. Because, fun fact, Goldship in real life hated, for some reason, their handlers and was known for kicking cameras and kicking just anything. It was pretty bad. Like, there was the 2015 Kaizen race. Now, you may have realized I left this part out. I tried pronouncing it about 3 times, and I give up. So, Regardless, it was a race in 2015 that was occurred, and for context, Goldship, it was a very good racehorse. Now, when I mean good, I mean the Goldship's record is considered a legendary run. Like, the way people treat LeBron James is the way people treat Goldship, okay? So that's how good Goldship was. But everyone was aware that Goldship could be a little random, but mostly people would assume it's just the handlers. So with this race, everyone obviously bet money on Goldship because of the fact that Goldship was just that great of a racer, and honestly, there was no point to really worry about it. But as the race commenced, this happened.
ゴールドシップの3連覇か、それともタバが待ったをかけるのか。ゴールドシップが立ち上がった。おっと立ち上がったゴールドシップ。出ない出ない。6万大観衆からどよめき。ゴールドシップが平等出ませんでした。
And just like that, 12 billion yen gone. Now, I believe it comes to about $5 million nowadays if you convert it, but I could be wrong. Regardless, it was a shit ton of money. What makes it funnier is the fact that all these horses, right, have a pretty interesting story to them. Now, Goldship personally has one of the funnier stories. Like, as much as I give Goldship, you know, I like talking shit about this horse a lot. But their history is really cool. Also, if you're curious, Goldship is currently retired and is living their best life. Like, look at them. How do you not love them? They're pretty cute. And like I said, every single horse with being based in real life is pretty crazy, including the anime. For example, there was this scene that I remember getting shown, and I was blown, one, by the animation, and two, it just looked really serious, and honestly, the most interesting I've ever seen anything in recent times. Shit, I haven't been interested in like anything anime related since Goku vs. Jiren. But with this, it was just a race, and it was between Oguri Cap and Tamamo Cross. And sorry if I butchered that name, but I tried. Okay, these names they spook me. But it was a race that happened in 1988, and the way the race ended in the anime is how it pretty much ended in real life, with the fact that Oguri Cap, being a legendary racehorse, was obviously the favored out of the two. And Tamamo Cross had a pretty decent record, but nothing compared to Oguri. Oguri was considered like Jesus or something, but unfortunately lost at the tail end of the race, and it was overtaken, and that was that. But fun fact, at the Japan Cup later that year, both Tamamo and Oguri lost to a horse from the US named Pay the Butler. Now, if you ask me about who Pay the Butler was and their history, I'm not super knowledgeable on him at the moment, but I am aware that his run was pretty interesting and he was not expected to win. Shit. The nickname they gave Tamamo was White Lightning, for example. So you can kind of get an idea of how insane it was. And this is just little bits of the lore of all these horses. And keep in mind, we started this because we were talking about anime girls, right? And oh my god, there's also the history of, personally, the most known horse, especially nowadays, being Rice Shower. Now, Rice Shower had a pretty sad run, so this is going to be kind of depressing, so we'll gloss through it. I'm not going to really make any jokes here, but it was pretty sad. Rice Shower, also known as the Black Assassin, was mostly known for kind of ending, I guess, records. Not really ending any, like, horses' history and stuff like that, but mostly ending records. For example, we had Mihnon Bourbon at the Triple Crown, and then we have Mihor. Bear with me, I'm trying to say all these names. There was McQueen's record, too, at the Tunnel Show Spring during the early 90s. Now, a lot of people hated Rice for this. Like, I'm talking, like, you would think that people, like, lost their kid because of this. But unfortunately, in the 1995 Tazazuka Kain race that was held, Rice Shower would have fractured and unfortunately not been strong enough to not get any help and was had to be euthanized right on the spot at that racetrack. And the story of Rice is honestly pretty saddening because of the fact that there was nothing wrong with the horse. They just were really good at what they did. And unfortunately, they were unable to get any medical assistance, and that's kind of Rice Shower's story. Then we had this story which is kind of sad, but also has a wholesome side to it. The racer, though, with the horse, known as Haru Urara, hopefully I'm saying that name correctly, but they've never won a race. I believe it was out of 113 races they competed in during their time as a racehorse. They never won a single race. Now, you may be thinking, wow, that's pretty depressing, and it is, but the wholesome side to it is she was loved. She genuinely was liked by a lot of audiences, and I believe it was because she was seen as good luck to a degree. Like, the fact that this horse also kept racing and kept doing their best, yet despite their record, they still kept pushing on. And to this day, they are still very much loved. And shit, people take her in the game, and fun fact, she has the worst stats in the game, and they're winning with her. They're proving it wrong, and it's honestly really wholesome to see the art, and honestly the way she's portrayed in the anime is also pretty funny. Like, there's a bit where she's asked, like, oh, what'd you place in the race? And she's like, 5th. And then you find out there's, like, only 5 people in the race. And her goal, like, in her character sheet when you start your career is just to literally win one race. And that is it. That is her only goal. And it's wholesome to kind of see that. And awesome to see people kind of just make her win. And despite all the odds. She deserves it. Great horse. And it's stuff like this that gets me super interested in talking about these horse races. Or sorry, horse races, horse girls. Because of the fact of, like, let's think of it. We are here because of a gacha game about horse racing. And now I'm talking about horse races and getting all into it. Shit, did you guys know that some of these horses, like, haven't even made an appearance yet? Like, there's so many horses they could use. And another thing I haven't even talked about is, like, my favorite horse, Aegis Tachyon. Like, I think they're really cool. Like, in the anime, they made me love them. Like, she's just this overly, like, scientific, like, needs to know everything so she can best perform to, like, a scientific degree. I think that's really cool. Or the history of tamamo cross, right? Because of the fact that Tamamo's history is pretty concerning because of the fact that they started kind of like, no joke, like kind of like a project to pay the debt the owner had, because the owner was going bankrupt and so was their barn. But unfortunately, they weren't able to really pay that debt off, and at some point, Tamamo did die, but that was around the 90s. A lot of these horses, by the way, are usually dead. And I know that's a little depressing to think about, but that's also pretty interesting because these horses have been gone for so long, yet are super popular. And this is not even getting into the kids. Like, did you guys know, like, Oguri has 300 plus children? Or the fact that, like, Goldship also has, like, if you look at any media for Goldship's brothers, like, they're seen as, like, these crazy, insane racers, which they are, by the way. But it's also kind of funny if you think about it, because Goldship has always been the goofball of the family. Shit, like, if you look at any videos of Goldship, like I've been showing of all these horses and clips and stuff like that, like, Goldship is never normal. Like, did you guys know, like, before races would happen with Goldship, they weren't hoping to win, because Goldship was always known for being a really good horse. They weren't worried about that, but they were worried and for their safety and would hope that they would be normal for once. Not let this again, not winning, but just to not, like, be beat up. And it's kind of why, like, Goldship in her win animations in the game, it does stuff like this. It's really goofy. Like, Goldship is the #1 hater for the most random thing. But I love him for it. I love Goldship. And then you have horses like McQueen's family. Like, McQueen's family is also known for being really cool and really good. It's just really interesting that we started this because of a horse racing game and because they're so accurate and they're so cool. I could not recommend this series enough. And I'm not saying just the game, I'm saying the entire series. If you want to know specifically where to start, they're all kind of their own inclusive stories. You can kind of watch them in order, but I would say start with season 1 and kind of move down the order, right? And fun fact, all these horses have different main characters for each one. So if you get tired of one horse, you can always beat the other. If you're curious about the anime where it has Oguri Cap and Tomo Cross, that would be the one of Musume Cinderella Grey, I believe is what it's called. But I'll put it in the description, the name of the one between Oguri Cap and Tamamo Cross, because honestly, that's the one I recommend the most, and honestly, the ones I've been showing the clips of the most, because honestly, it looks really good, and it's all accurate. And of course, you did also just watch the real life race of it, so figured that I'd show you the animated version, and you can go watch that. I can't obviously show it here without getting shot by copyright. And that's about it for my obsession for this. Now, I'm sorry that this video took a lot longer to come out. One, because I kept trying to record this and I kept having like a spasm. Like, I'd get so excited about it to the point where I started doing more research on it, and like this video has to come out. I was trying to go for a weekly schedule. That, and unfortunately, I've been playing a lot of Dokkan. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been playing Uma Musume and Dokkan, and yeah, it's pretty stressful. But I did beat the new events, and that's about it for me, though. And I appreciate you guys for watching. The support's awesome, and I thank you for the support on the last video. It's been great. And I hope to talk about more stuff that I just find interesting, and hopefully you stick around. So if you need to subscribe, go do it. I was told by YouTube, apparently, I can't show the email, I don't think, but fun fact, you can get reminded and tips. Like, they'll give you little tips. So I was given a tip of letting people know to subscribe. So please do that. Do that. And also, if you want to talk to me more and see me live, check out my Twitch down below too. And we do also have an official Discord. So if you have any media or any stuff you want me to check out, please let me know. I'd love to check out some like crazy underground shit at some point too. The next video should be a shorter video. I say shorter, but it's going to be me talking about weird ads. So if you're curious about what I'm going to be talking about next week, it's going to be something about like ads and the real creativity of it. And it's not just American ads, it's also Japanese ads. So if you haven't seen the ads like the DMC one, get ready. It's going to be interesting. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching again. And I hope to see you guys next time. Rest well, be cozy, and drink some water. It's very important out there.